Melody here. You might know me as ApplePie Movement. In today's interview with Mindy Dawn, we discuss how she has become a visual activist for the LGBTQ community, fighting for equity in the state of Georgia. So grab a piece of pie. Come on, join our conversation.
I honestly feel like most of the moments that I've felt like have been homophobic have been times where I've felt particularly vulnerable and lived in some sort of closet of my own. So when I was living in North Carolina and coming to terms with my own sexual orientation, I went to University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. My first girlfriend, her name was Chris. And so I thought, this is perfect. Now, like, if anybody asks me if I'm dating somebody, I could just talk about this generic Chris, because Chris has no gender. And then I thought, if somebody is important enough to me where I'm going to tell them that that I'm dating somebody, then they should be important enough to me that I can share that that person is a woman and that I am a lesbian. And that was a hard hurdle for me to get through, but I did. So I feel like those moments have been like, the woman over at the restroom, it was because I was feeling really vulnerable about being misgendered and gender identification and just really not understanding what that space is and really the diversity of what a gender identity can be. I do not identify as trans. I absolutely accept the pronouns they, them, theirs, and she, her, hers. If somebody says he, him, his to me, I'm not as hurt by it anymore. I'll correct them because it's incorrect. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I won't. But that is also the privilege of not being trans. It doesn't make me feel any sort of gender dysphoria any longer, because I've taken that journey for myself. But when you are taking that huge personal journey within yourself and some flavor of being on that trans spectrum, then it's terribly unaffirming to be referred to as a gender that you do not identify with. So it's a space of privilege to say, like, for example, my heterosexual friends to be able to say, I don't care if somebody thinks I'm gay, I'm standing with you. Like, thank you, and I appreciate it, and that's what it is to be an ally. But that's not what coming out is. I just need you to understand that, like, you didn't just take that huge journey with us. So it's like, it's this special case of absolutely welcoming and affirming the allies, to educate them as to what our experiences are, and have them help to empower, to elbow the spaces at the table so that we can be those people that are at the table and speaking up for ourselves, as opposed to somebody who has the best of intentions, but doesn't know all of our struggles. For us to be sitting at that table, we understand the subtlety of, like, how important language is. We understand about, what might feel personal and how it might feel. And what's more, I don't speak for all LGBTQ people. Like, just having me at the table, it's helpful, but it's not the answer. It doesn't fix everything. We all have to elbow enough space at that table.
I like that. Elbow enough space at the table. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another ApplePie Table Talk. We'll look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, Mindy, for being our guest. It was great getting to know you and spend some time together. We'll look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, Melody. Had a great time.